looking at teeth the rest of this evening. So we're going to start with a basic design principle, and that's golden proportion, or Fibonacci's ratio. And that ratio is 1 to 1.618. The Greeks were looking at it for a long time. They looked at the natural world and said, wow, that's really beautiful. It's pleasing to my eye. And they figured out there was something that they could quantify it with. So if you take that ratio and then apply it to teeth, you see you've got a central incisor that's 1.618, the width of the lateral incisors. And sometimes those guys are skinnier than they should be. And the cuspid, 0.618, sometimes it's out of place, and then it looks wider than it should be. And you can also apply that ratio to height and width on teeth. So if a tooth is given, say, the width of 1, it should be 1.618. Now, Diana here has what we're going to call perfect smile. Okay? Her teeth, golden proportion, are great height and the width to each other. But I want you to take note of that blue curving line. That's the smile line. It connects all the tips of the teeth, and it matches her lip line. And then there's the black vertical line, of course, her midline, and it goes straight up and down. Duchess Kate here has matching teeth left and right. That's important, especially the two middle ones. Central incisors, 1s, match. Lateral incisors, 2, match. And the cuspids match. And then in the corners of her mouth, that little blue triangle, that's the buccal space. We want to see a little bit of space there, because if there's none, the teeth look too big for the mouth. Now, what happens when that smile line doesn't match the lip line? This lady's smile line got flattened, or a little bit of a reverse curve to her lip. So, and she's got lots of gum tissue showing too. So they just did orthodontics, no crowns, no veneers, nothing. They just lined it up, and you see how much more harmonious her smile looks to us. This older lady's got some mismatched front teeth, and remember, they're critical because they're right next to each other. So her left one is wider than her right one. Her right one's up a little bit higher. And if you follow that smile line around from the right corner of her mouth to the other, you see how it kind of waves up and goes down and comes back around. So that throws things off. Now, this is a congenital defect that happens for some people called peg laterals. You can see the narrow tooth just kind of hanging there. Happens in about 1.3% of us, so you'll see some tonight when you're looking. And 1%, it's missing. So this person got the double whammy, missing on the right and skinny on the left, and that whole midline shifted over, and it's kind of sloped. Remember, we don't like slope line. We can pick on celebrities now, okay? Young Zac Efron, he's got a big space between his two front teeth. That's called the diastema. He had his closed. Anna Paquin and Madonna still have theirs. You know, that's really okay. Half of us like it, half of us don't. But one thing we agree on, we don't really like gummy smiles. Now, Julia Roberts got lots of gum tissue showing between her teeth and her upper lip. Why does she get away with it? Come on, she is beautiful, right? Because the two center teeth, which we look at most, only have a little bit of gum tissue showing. And because there's only a little bit, we kind of forgive her and say, wow, you really are beautiful, right? Now, okay, Keith Ledger and John Heder, though, have that wide buccal corridor. Remember that little space in the corner of her mouth? Their upper arches are narrow, so their back teeth disappear from view. And that makes their smile seem like too narrow for their mouth. And John Heder's got lots of gum tissue too, and it makes like his teeth look like they're jumping out of his face. Tom Cruise, most famous dental off-center midline. Okay, look closely. Everything shifted to the left. His right center tooth is right beneath his nose. But it's not anymore. He finally had it fixed. How come? Well, I don't know why. We paid him millions. He still looked beautiful in films. We didn't care because it was straight up and down. Okay, Steve Buscemi, he has what the press calls his snaggle tooth, right? It hangs down lower than the other ones. It sticks out. It snags his lip when he talks. Kirsten Dunst has a little twist to a tooth there, you can see. Any crooked teeth throws off symmetry, and your eye catches it, and we're looking for it. Okay, so I hope by now you're starting to see things. I'm not even saying what it is, right? The Singer Jewel has those really prominent cuspids. You can see on the right one, it sticks out beyond all the other teeth, and so it's showing you more than 0.618 at the central. The lateral incisor on that side, narrow, right? Look at the left one. It's skinnier than the left one, so she's probably got a peg lateral there. Celine Dion, good for height-width proportions, because the center teeth are a proper golden proportion there. The lateral incisor, it's shorter than it's supposed to be. Lots of gum tissue showing there when she smiles, because she has a lip that lifts really high. It's not really pleasing to look at. She's mellowed in the ears. She's gotten less angular. Okay, Morgan Freeman. This slide reminds me of that Sesame Street song, right? One of these things is not like the other. He's got two, because those two front teeth don't match each other. They don't match everything else. They're too dark. And he's got peg laterals too. They're both raised up. And then that smile line goes waving around on his smile, okay? Okay, this slide reminds me. I like cosmetic dentistry, but this smile is everything that's wrong with our current culture's generation. We want to do not natural beauty anymore, Photoshop beauty. This should have been left on a magazine page. These teeth, a 3-year-old could tell you they're fake. Yeah, it's tragedy. It's just tragedy. Okay, so remember tonight, when we meet people, we make almost instantaneous, unconscious decisions based on their appearances, and then we treat them accordingly, nicely or not so nicely. So remember, you should treat people for who they are, not what they look like. And remember for the rest of the night, be nice. Thumper's mother said it first. Okay, my last slide, it's messed up again, and I knew it was going to happen. It's Mona Lisa. What? Mona Lisa doesn't show any teeth. Don't be so self-conscious about your teeth that you go out and hide them from our gaze at the intermission. Remember, you should be looking at somebody's eyes when you're talking with them. But if you're looking at your teeth, as I certainly will be, I hope you have some information with which to figure out what's caught your attention. Thanks.